Hello Bulldogs, welcome to this week's news show. I'm Elvin Cesario.
And I'm Carson Kleinalter. This week we're taking a look at how the school plans to transition from hybrid back to full-time.
Miss Scott's appearance in the Hall of Fame.
And I asked students would you rather questions around the school. The fourth and last quarter of the year is right around the corner. For the past quarter and a half, North has been transitioning between e-learning and hybrid scheduling due to the rise of COVID cases. BNN reporter Nevaeh Kaufman and Claire Davis sat with Mr. Clark to hear his plans.
BNN sat down with Principal David Clark to talk about the transition out of hybrid schedule.
Hi, my name is David Clark. I'm the principal of Columbus North High School. The new schedule will be very similar to what we came back to in the fall. So when we return on March the 22nd, we'll be going back to in-person, all-day in-person education again. And students will be on the block schedule, so there'll be an A day and a B day. It'll be very similar to what we were doing when we started school in August. Hybrid schedule means that we're in a pandemic, and a non-hybrid schedule means at least we're moving out of the pandemic. So in some senses, I like the hybrid schedule because it gave us an opportunity to have students in the building and to meet on a daily basis for staff, but students could only be here so often. We feel like the best education is in person every day, and so I'll miss it for some reasons, but we're all anxious to get back to in-person education so we can see every student every day. Hybrid schedule has affected my job in ways that we're trying to reach students and stay in contact. It's affected my, I'll be honest, I've struggled myself a little bit with this whole thing because I feel like students need to be in school, and when they're not here every day, I feel like they're missing something. So the hybrid schedule it's better than e-learning, total e-learning for me. But as an educator, it's not as good as in person. So it is a balance, it's a mix in the middle of that. And so it's affected me personally that I want students here every day, and professionally there's been adjustments that we've had to make to make sure we're reaching our students and they're getting their work done. Expectations as we return to in-person schooling for students will be very similar to, again, beginning school all over again. What we need to remember is that we have been gone for a while. And so our first week back will be very much like the first week of school. You'll be tired. You'll be some excitedness, seeing old friends again, and those same feelings that we existed in August will happen again. We need to remember that we've been in classrooms that have been half the number of students, and so classes are going to probably feel a little crowded, even though we'll be doing everything we can to social distance. They'll still feel a little crowded because we'll have more kids in there than we're used to having. So some of those things will be different and that we need to expect to go through, that when we come back in the Bulldog way, we still respect responsibility and relationships.
This is Nevaeh Kaufman reporting with BNN.
Assistant Principal Susan Scott was inducted into the BCSE Education Hall of Fame for making a noteworthy and extraordinary employment contribution to BCSE, which merits recognition for excellence. BNN reporter Luke Rutherford gives us more insight.
BNN sat down with Mrs. Scott and Mr. Weinheimer to discuss Mrs. Scott's induction into the BCSE Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm Susan Finke Scott, an assistant principal at Columbus North High School, and I started out in education teaching Latin and English at Hauser High School. Moved here to teach English, then became a dean, and now I'm assistant principal. And even though I've been an assistant principal for a long time, it's rarely been the same job from year to year. For a short time, I was the acting principal of Columbus North for several months until we found Mr. Clark.
My name is Rick Weinheimer. For 39 years, from 1978 through 2017, I was an English teacher and department chair and coach at Columbus North. Now I'm retired and I run a small company called Everyday Excellence that helps businesses and organizations make their world better.
Well, the award is the BCSE Hall of Fame Award, and they usually give that to someone who's contributed to the district in some substantial way or over a long period of time in many ways. And I would say probably the latter is where I fit in.
Mrs. Scott is a great recipient of this award. It's not just a 1 year, one time, do a lot of great things. It's really a career of being an outstanding educator. She is a true school person. She loves all parts of school. She's a curriculum expert. She also loves every activity that students can participate in. She is supportive of and loves and wants to do well. And she's served in a lot of roles. She's been a teacher. She was an outstanding classroom teacher in English. She's been a dean, so she's seen all the kind of policy and dealing with students at their most challenging times. And then for a couple decades now, she's been assistant principal, where she oversees tons of things, but including setting the master schedule, which is it's like doing a 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle every year to get all the students and all the teachers and all the classrooms to fit. And so, she's been serving for over 40 years in all those capacities with a strong sense of mission. And that's why she's very well deserving of this award.
Mrs. Scott explains how getting the award affected her.
Well, I was pretty shocked about it, actually. Some very important people have received that award in the past. For me, it really just represented the work of a lot of people here at Columbus North, because no one gets an award like that unless a lot of people have helped them and supported them over time. And that's kind of how I felt. It was kind of an award for our entire school at that point. I knew that I was going to go into education from the time I was very small. I wasn't sure that meant it was going to be a public school. I thought about a lot of different ways you could be an educator. But I can remember sitting in elementary classrooms thinking to myself, I need to remember how this feels. I need to watch this teacher. Someday I'm going to use this. So I knew very, very early that I would be teaching, whether that was a teacher through 4-H or a teacher through the ministry. For a while I went into the deaconess program at my college. But I always knew I was going to work with students.
We started out as English teachers together. So about 30 years ago, we were colleagues. And actually, the first year I came to Columbus North, she and I shared a classroom. And so I got to know her as an outstanding English teacher, but also as a person who loves to laugh. We would do lots of small pranks on each other in the classroom and got to be friends that way. And so, I got to know her in that respect, and then worked with her as a dean when we'd have challenges with our students. And then as an administrator, as department chair, I got to work with her on the kind of the curricular global schedule.
Instead of working directly with hands-on with students, what I tend to have to do is make sure that teachers have a good environment to work with students. Make sure that they stay informed, that they're trained well, help the adults in the building as much as the kids. So every time I help an adult or a group of adults, it is like fingers spreading to a lot of kids. And so rather than my 150 kids a day in my classroom, I have 150 adults I'm working with that have 2,000 kids in their classroom. So that it's a very different job. Lots of data, lots of program planning, lots of planning ahead for events, large events, all the master schedule, professional development for teachers, district decisions with leadership at the central office, lots of parent work. I don't think most teachers do that as much. So all of those things are very similar. You're still educating, but you're educating in a different way with a different group, more adults.
This is Luke Rutherford reporting for BNN.
What's up, Bulldogs? Today we're going to be asking students would you rather questions. We have, about 11 would you rather questions. Would you rather drink lemon juice or hot sauce?
Lemon juice.
Okay. Would you rather live in a cave or a treehouse?
A treehouse?
Why?
I don't know.
Cool. Can I ask you a really quick question? Would you rather live in a cave or a treehouse?
I think treehouse would be cool.
Why?
Because caves, I mean, it's gonna be dark and probably wet inside. So treehouse, you could always have it set up to where you want it.
Thank you. Would you rather be able to teleport or read minds?
Read minds.
Would you rather stub your toe or get a paper cut?
Paper cut.
Why?
I feel like the initial pain would be worse.
Thank you. Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
The cause,
Why is that?
so you can prevent it.
Can I ask you a really quick question? Would you rather be able to teleport or read minds?
Teleport, because I could leave. Thank you.
Would you rather be able to teleport or read minds?
Teleport.
Can I ask you a really quick question? It'll take 2 seconds. Would you rather have a... Where is it? Would you rather lose a finger or have a headache for the rest of your life?
Definitely a finger.
Okay. Would you rather be able to teleport or read minds?
Don't know.
Okay. Rather live in a cave or a treehouse?
Treehouse.
Can I ask you a really quick question? Would you rather live in a cave or a treehouse?
Treehouse.
Would you rather stub your toe or get a paper cut?
Stub a toe.
Why?
I don't know. I think the paper cut hurts more.
Would you rather drink hot sauce or drink lemon juice?
Lemon juice.
Thanks.
That's it for today, Bulldogs. I'm Elvis Cesario.
And I'm Carson Clownter. Have a great spring break.